We're here because free speech is under attack. We're here because people are being convinced that socialism works. We're here because people are being judged guilty until proven innocent. We are fighting back with facts. This is not a safe zone, so buckle up, Buttercup. This is the raw, naked truth.
Worldwide violence against Jews continues. The Biden family subpoenaed. The U.S. strikes back in Syria, and more. Welcome to the Raw Naked Truth. I'm your host, Eric Lopkin, and here's the news you need to know. In a move that puts the lie of terrorist attacks on Israel having anything to do with freeing Palestine, Brazilian authorities, working with Israeli intelligence, foiled a plot by Hezbollah to orchestrate attacks on Jews in the South American country. Brazil's federal police arrested two people suspected of being financed by the Lebanon-based and Iran-backed Hezbollah terrorist group to commit domestic attacks and to recruit Brazilian citizens, according to Reuters. The federal police is carrying out an investigation based on the hypothesis of a terrorist network that was trying to install itself in Brazil, Justice Minister Flavio Dino said at an event in Rio de Janeiro. The two suspects were taken into police custody in Sao Paulo, but have not been identified. One was apprehended at Sao Paulo's Guarulhos International Airport after having just landed from Lebanon. The intended targets reportedly included synagogues. A suspect has been arrested for the stabbing death of Jewish leader Samantha Wohl, Detroit police announced Wednesday. As part of my continuing commitment to transparency in this matter, I am sharing with the community that a suspect has been taken into custody for the murder of Samantha Wohl, Police Chief James White wrote on X. The post did not name the suspect or the charges. While this is an encouraging development in our desire to bring closure for Ms. Wolf's family, it does not represent the conclusion of our work in this case, he added. The department said the details of the investigation will remain confidential, and police will continue to work with the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office. The 40-year-old political strategist and synagogue president was found unresponsive outside her home October 21st. Police previously said they believe she was stabbed inside her house, stumbled outside, and collapsed on the ground based on a trail of blood at the scene. Pro-Palestinian demonstrations outside the Museum of Tolerance turned violent Wednesday night. Inside, a private screening of a video of atrocities from the October 7th Hamas attacks on Israel was underway. Outside, horns were sounding, flags were waving, and shouting matches were erupting. Before the night was over, sirens blared as fistfights broke out. Tensions reached a boiling point after the screening ended, with pepper spray and punches flying in the parking lot of a nearby Shell gas station. At least one person was detained by police. About 50 protesters had gathered outside the museum prior to the start of the 47-minute film titled Bearing Witness to the October 7th Massacre. The film is a compilation of video from the attacks gathered by the Israeli military. An estimated 1,400 people were killed and more than 200 taken hostage in the October 7th attacks. In response, Israel has bombarded the Gaza Strip and initiated a ground invasion with the stated goal of eradicating Hamas. House Oversight Committee Chair James Comer on Wednesday subpoenaed Hunter and James Biden, along with family associate Rob Walker, to testify under oath on December 13th, 2023 at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. The subpoenas represent the next step in the House impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden. Comer issued subpoenas for James and Hunter Biden's bank records in September. The Bidens complied with Comer's subpoenas. The House Oversight Committee has followed the money and built a record of evidence revealing how Joe Biden knew, was involved, and benefited from his family's influence peddling schemes, Comer said in a statement. Now the House Oversight Committee is going to bring in members of the Biden family and their associates to question them on this record of evidence, he continued. Unlike the many lies President Biden told the American people about his family's business schemes, bank records don't lie. These records reveal how the Bidens sold Joe Biden around the world to benefit the Biden family, including Joe Biden himself, to the detriment of U.S. interests. 2 U.S. F-15 fighter jets conducted strikes against a weapons storage facility used by Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps and Iran-backed military groups in eastern Syria, according to the Pentagon. It was the second round of airstrikes against Iran-affiliated groups in Iraq and Syria in response to at least 41 drone and rocket attacks on U.S. forces in the region since October 17th. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin said that President Biden directed today's action to make clear that the United States will defend itself, its personnel, and its interest. Also on Wednesday, Iran-backed Houthi forces shot down an unmanned U.S. MQ-9 Reaper drone off the coast of Yemen. A Democratic-aligned political action committee, largely funded by LinkedIn co-founder Reid Hoffman, could fund primary challenges against progressive representatives Rashida Tlaib and Cori Bush, who sparked controversy with their criticism of Israel in the wake of Hamas's terror attack. Dimitri Merhorn, Hoffman's longtime political advisor, reached out to the mainstream Democrats' PAC to gauge a potential primary challenge from more moderate candidates capable of defeating Tlaib and Bush in their deep blue districts. One of the very, very small silver linings of this horrible moment is that it does modestly increase the likelihood that we can remove some of these members of Congress, Merhorn said. He told the Jewish Insider that like-minded donors have since reached out to him in support of the effort, saying that he believes there's a winning electoral coalition, a large governing majority of Americans who want their leaders to be able to condemn violent atrocities and mass rape. SAG-AFTRA, the union representing striking actors, reached a tentative agreement with Hollywood studios on Wednesday to end its 118-day walkout. A SAG-AFTRA committee approved the proposed 3-year contract deal unanimously, ending the strike at 12:01 a.m. Thursday. The union's national board will sign off on Friday. The agreement cleared the way for the $134 billion American movie and television business to swing back into motion, the New York Times reported. The proposed contract includes pay increases, a streaming participation bonus, and regulations on the use of artificial intelligence. Concerns about potential use of AI to create digital replicas of actors' images without pay or consent was a key issue in the strike. That's the Raw Naked Truth. You can catch every episode of The Raw Naked Truth at xvadio.com/podcasts, the Apple Podcasts app, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible, Amazon Music, and other platforms that respect freedom of speech. We'll see you next time.